Happy Thursday. How's everybody doing? I'm so glad we're going to be creating tonight. I'm looking forward to making this fall sign for y'all. And I'm going to go ahead and turn you down. If you're watching on replay, hashtag replay. Let me know that you've been here. And I played around a little bit before we started. And I played a little bit to see which one would look better and what colors would look better. So if you have a small wood surface, try your stencils out, try your paints out, try your stains out, and see what will work best for you. And thank you for hopping on and for sharing your evening with me. I always enjoy interacting and seeing you on here. Let's see. There we are. I just plugged us up. We are going to be using the pumpkin harvest pattern. That is this one, and it also comes with a small one, which I like, and I used the small one to practice on that little tag. And I am also going to use the Hello Fall or Hello Fall Fox, but I am just going to use the words. I am not going to use the acorns. I'm just going to use those beautiful words on here. I just want to show you that you can use different aspects of stencils and do something completely different. I am working on a 12 by 18 inch oval, and I've linked the stencils and I've linked the surface. The surface is some craft deals, so that you can see where I got this from. And of course, if you use my code WK21, you can save at both places. So I always like to save you some money. What I've done to prep this surface, I found my middle and made a very light pencil line right here. And I also marked my middle right there, just that little spot right there, so that I knew where my middle was on this board. Reason being, this is a repeating stencil. This part matches up with this part right here. And if you can see, I marked a little pencil mark right here to where my middle is as well. So now I can line this up right here, this section, with my invisible pencil line and my little pencil mark. I can line that up with my little mark right there. And you don't have to, if you don't want to, it is not necessary to do this. But I wanted my pattern to kind of be in the middle. You see how they are little squares? I wanted that to go across and, you know, look kind of nice. Again, it is not necessary. You don't have to do that. But I wanted to have that in the middle. That was my goal. That's what I wanted to do. So, and we are going to do the reverse stain technique, where we paint first and then we're going to stain over top. My paint is going to be Dixie Belle Thicket. And let me know if you guys can see good, or if I need to move the camera down. I'm going to move this up a little bit so I won't hit it with my apron all the time. I'm going to use my 3/4 inch brush because I'm going to go over top. And if it doesn't fill it completely, if I have some thicker, some, what is it called? Not so heavy, I'm okay with that, because I want to be, I'm going to use my filters. I want it to be a little bit rustic looking. So I'm okay if it is not completely covered all the way through. And be careful with these bridges right here. They can easily move on you. So I am just going very lightly. You hear me pouncing. I'm going from the bottom up and from the top down. That way I will not move my bridges as easily. And I'm going to do the whole thing in the thicket. You see how much paint is still left in here? And I like that these have so many different pumpkin sizes on here. And, you know, little ones, big ones, round ones, oval ones. And the other thing is the way the pattern is on the packaging. I love that. I love those colors. I think that is beautiful. That will be a beautiful way to recreate that. So if that is something that you like, just use the stencil template in there and recreate it. They've already given you an idea for a design. Just recreate that. So you have an instant idea, inspiration on how you can use that particular stencil. And I'm excited to see what this looks like when we use the stain over top. I think it will look really beautiful. Those bristles keep sticking to my brush. And we can get the bristles off later. That is not a problem. And today is the last day for the bundle. If you have not took a peek at the fall 2026 collection from Essential Stencil, check it out. The bundle will not be available after midnight Eastern Standard Time tonight. So if you're interested in the bundle, or if there's other stencils, then check them out. The individuals will be available if they haven't sold out, but the bundle will not be available after midnight at that discounted price. So make sure you get what you want. And the bundle is a good deal. It is 20% off if I remember right. So check that out. I don't want you to miss out on anything. Make sure I let you know that. What else do we know? What else is new? The oh goodness, I can't think. My brain just froze. Oh goodness. Words are very difficult today. Oh my gosh. The Stencil of the Month Club. Goodness gracious. The August Stencil of the Month Club. That is pumpkins. And they are really, really, really cute. They have overlays on them and they are really beautiful. They have several different words with that. You can get a 12 by 16 3-pack or an 8 by 6 3-pack. Shipped directly to your house if you sign up. You have an add-on that you can add to the premium plan. It's the 12 by 16. And they're just adorable. I just love those. Can't wait to get them. And the ambassadors will showcase those. So watch for the Stencil of the Month club page and the weekly ambassadors. They will be creating with those. So every weeknight on Essential Stencil, an ambassador is going live. I know it's not Tammy tonight. She is gonna be off tonight, but I cannot remember. I didn't look to see. It's not that I can't remember. I just didn't look to see who is going to be in her place. It could be Miss Cindy, but I am not for sure. I know she hops in a lot, and we love Miss Cindy's backgrounds. She creates amazing backgrounds. So if someone knows who is going to be in tonight on the Essential Stencil page to show us some creative inspirations, let us know. I completely forgot to check who it will be. And again, if this is not completely covered, I'm okay with that, because this is just our background. That's why I am doing it all in one color. And I wanted to show you how this is a repeating pattern so that you can add it and extend it out on a bigger piece. This will make beautiful bags too. If you like creating your own gift bags, this will be wonderful to create a gift bag. So lots of wonderful ideas to use this background. A tray would be amazing too. And I will check comments here in just a moment. I just wanted to make sure I got everything done. I think we got that. Hello, Miss Kim. Yeah, I do too. Every evening before I come live, that's why I switched all of mine to 6:30 in the evening. We eat early so that I can get my husband's dialysis machine hooked up. Look how pretty that looks. Love it, love it, love it, love it. Double check and make sure that there is nothing on here. So I'll fix something to eat. We eat, and then we go, I set up his machine, and then I come up here. That's why sometimes I might not be exactly on time, depending on what happened. And I make myself a middle line here too, and there's my middle line. Now I can line this up perfectly. You know, I'm a little picky sometimes, so I'm maneuvering it to see where to be the best. I think that will be good right there. I'll keep moving it. Trying to be so careful to have it just right, and I keep moving it. And just like that, you can extend this pattern over. All right, and back to our, I'm still working out of the lid thicket. Second guessing myself. You ever do that? You don't ever do that, do you? It will all work out, guys. I promise. When you don't have much paint on there, you can push a little bit harder. But when it is loaded with paint, do not push hard because then you will get bleed. You want a really good dry brush. That's why I add paint, I offload the paint, and I offload again on my napkin. And up here we might have to fix it since I moved my stencil over. But it'll be okay. I'm not too concerned up there because that's where we're going to add those extra leaves and the pip berries. So I am not concerned about that at all. Let's dip that into my jar. Got it loaded and I'm just going to offload. Still a lot of paint on there, so I'm going to offload some more on my napkin. A dry brush, that's what you want for stenciling. You can always do a second, a third, or fourth coat depending on what you're working on. It is harder to take away than to add. So less is more in stenciling. And depending on what type of stencil it is, like with these little bridges, just go with the way the bridges are. That way you know you will not move them. When your brush is less full with paint, you can pounce a little bit more. You can also go to your offload spot like I just did and get some more paint. And we'll just go over it. I love the way that looks. That will be really pretty for a tray or on a cutting board to sit in the kitchen. That would be very beautiful. And then you could add, instead of adding words on top, you can add a little tag to it. I just stuck my arm in paint, I think. But if you look at the way they have designed it with all the colors, oh my gosh, that would be so pretty. To do them in, you know, dark yellows and greens. That will be so pretty. And then you can do the acorns and the browns, the two-tone. I'm just pouncing it in there to get the paint on my brush. And here in a second, the magic will happen when we add our stain. I'm using Minwax water-based stain. It comes in over 200 colors, probably 250 by now. And you can get it mixed at the paint counter at Lowe's or I think True Value. And we don't have a Menards around here, but I heard that Menards would be another place that you could get that at. On this one, I am going to go from the bottom up. There's a little corner of the leaf. I will check comments here in just a second, ladies. I am not ignoring you. Welcome in. Glad you could hop on and spend your evening with me. I appreciate you. Let me know in the comments if you received a notification that I was live, because I don't think my notifications are going out. So I'm still going to do the event and hope that they go out, but I will also post on my page that I'm going live, because I'm changing some things up for August. Things are going to be a little bit different. And if you guys wouldn't mind sprinkling this out, I told you that today I was gonna pick someone to receive a gift. I was not able to see who shared, so that didn't work. So what I am going to do is, anybody that is on here tonight, I am going to put them, I'm going to scroll through, and I'm going to pick a name. So sprinkle it out, let others know to hop on. And my gift to you for Christmas in July is going to be this gorgeous transfer set. And that will be my gift to you guys for hanging out with me. So sprinkle it out, let others know. Yep, I'm happy with that. See, it didn't mess it up at all up here. I have my line right here. I don't know what happened there. I've got my line right here for my pencil. I am just gonna take my eraser and erase my line. That is gone. And right here, it didn't completely, excuse me, it didn't completely cover. I'm just taking a scruffy brush, offload it, and our words are going to be going mostly over this anyway, in part of the middle section, so I am not too concerned about that. I'm going to dry that real quick. Let's see. Hello to Jane Jackson. How are you, my friend? Miss Bonnie. Appreciate you. Hey, Miss Melissa. I appreciate you guys. You didn't get a notification? I didn't think so. Yeah, I don't think they're doing that. Oh, thank you, Melissa. I appreciate you guys so much. Hey, Stephanie. That stencil is amazing. This is an oval. It is some craft deals. It is a 12 by 18. 12 from top to bottom, 18 from side to side. And I love the way Essential Stencil has it on here. Look at the colors. Look how pretty that is. That is gorgeous. But this would look just as beautiful on a little cutting board. I am going to dry this real quick, just to make sure, sand it, and then we're going to add weathered oak over top. And again, if this is not completely covered, if my pumpkins, some darker, some lighter, it's okay. And again, for those of you that hopped on late, I marked my middle, and I marked my middle this way because I wanted to line this up. I marked my, you can barely see it, I marked my stencil with a little pencil mark on where the middle was, and then I laid this. I started with this part right here. I laid this on here to the middle, and then I moved it over and matched it up. Just saying, just saying. Don't measure often, and I didn't measure really well. I just measured a little bit. I'm gonna have to get me a new sorry for the noise. We're going to be sanding this again here in just a moment. I wanted to get the sanding dust off. I know we're not using a transfer, but I want to make sure this is off. And this is weathered oak. Like I said, I get this stained at the stain counter. This is water-based stain. If it has an odor, it is very minimal. I don't smell it, but then again, my smeller isn't that good. And that's what the color looks like, but it will look completely different once we have it on here. I am going to put a glove on. I don't want it all over my hands. Melissa, who is hopping in for Tammy tonight? Clorox wipe, stain, and I know you guys are going to be like, oh no, she's going to mess it up. Dip it back in, and you can put as much or as little as you want to on here. That is so up to you how much you want on here. the more you go over it, the darker it will be. The more you wipe back with your Clorox wipe, the lighter it will be. And you see what a beautiful stain color this is. And thanks for letting me know that you didn't get notifications. Exclamation mark notify is supposed to work, but I just don't think it is working at the moment. I'm going to come back with a little bit more stain over here. And if I want it lighter, I'm going to show you. If you think that that is too dark, see how that is lightening it up? Oop, there, I moved my whole board. And I'm probably going to use that stain to do the edges. On the back side is going to be Christmas. I think my light is playing tricks on me. And these imperfections are in the wood. If you see it darker or lighter, that is because of the wood. I like it the way it looks. It is not too dark. And we're gonna add our words. I at first thought about using deep burgundy from Deco Art. And that is this color, but I think I changed my mind to Heritage Brick, and I might go over it with that burgundy color. And here's how I played with it. This was just a wood tag. I used one set of chalk paint from Dixie Belle and a different stain, and then I used Thicket and the Weathered Oak, and then I played around with the fall to see what colors would look good. Thank you. Do you go by DeJane or do you go by Jane? I don't want to missay your name. And I appreciate you being on. And I'm glad you caught me while you were scrolling through. Now this is wet from our wipe, so we got to make sure that we get this good and dry. And then this little tag we can use to add somewhere else. Like I said, if this would be a cutting board, you could add this little tag. And that word fall came from the fall for Jesus, he never leaves. That is the word fall from that one. And these are the words we are going to use. Hello Fall. And that is from the Hello Fall fox, but I am not going to use the fox. I am just going to use the Hello Fall. And again, the bundle will not be available after tonight, midnight Eastern. So if you were thinking about getting it or you forgot about it, make sure you jump on before midnight. And that's Eastern. I am in North Carolina, so everything is Eastern for me. So if I don't say it, I mean Eastern. All right, we got that all smooth. And let me show it to you the right side. Look how pretty that is. I just love how that turned out. Again, backside is going to be Christmas. Since we are going to add leaves or greenery or pit berries, something up here, I am going to push this down. And the way I measure, I'm going to make my acorns go all the way to the bottom. I kind of look and see if I need to how much room I have. You know, I don't measure. Does that look straight? Looks pretty straight to me. Right? You know I don't measure. I know that's my middle. So I think we're pretty good. Because I'm not using neither one of these. I want to make sure that we are semi-straight. I think we're good. I'm going to use Heritage Brick. And then I might add a little bit of that darker red. Here and there. I'm going to see if I can get away with using the same brush. Oh yeah. I think that red is going to look really good. If you're afraid that you're going to hit that little acorn, put your hand over it or tape it. I just normally put my hand over it. And I'm just lightly dancing. I go right and left so I can get all the little nooks and crannies. And again, thank you for sprinkling me out. One of you lovely ladies is gonna get that. You're in Greensboro. You're about not even an hour away from me. But Jane, okay. My daughter went to school up there. Yeah, that's a hop, skip, and a jump, girl. That's awesome. I always like meeting North Carolinians. What do you think about our weather? Good. Gosh, it's been hot. Not as hot as Texas, Melissa. But that humidity. I don't mind the heat, but goodness gracious, that humidity. Whew. And you could have done hello in one color and then each letter of fall in a different color. You can ombre your colors, which means you take like 3 different colors and blend them into each other. I just wanted it to be straightforward and easy. You can stipple to get a little bit of texture. I like stippling to get some texture. And I can still see some of the green come through from our background stencil. I don't mind that. I just think it gives it character. I like those little imperfections and things. I'm going to take a peek to see. What you guys think? You think that looks good? I think it looks good. I am going to take a little bit of this deep burgundy and put just a smidge over top just to give it a little different tone. Because this is, see the slight difference in the tone? I like mixing my colors a little bit. Load it one more time. It might not make much of a difference, but I'm just going to add a little bit here and there. I'm not going all over it. I just want to, kind of like the leaves are, you know, they have a little red and a little green here and there. Oh yeah, you can see it lightly. It is not much of a difference, but you can see a little bit. And you can be strategic with it if you want to. It is a very minute difference. It just gives it that little extra. I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but it just has a little different nuance. I really love that color on there. I am going to wrap my brush up to keep it moist. It makes it easier to clean, and if I need it again, I can use it. I'm going to dry this, and then we're going to add our leaves and things. And I about forgot to put glue tool on. Hey, Miss Donna, how are you? I'm so glad you guys are here. I love chatting with you guys. It is funny, you really don't notice it, but you notice that there is something different about it. And I just love that. You know, we're going to sand again. I am not going to fill in the bridges. I am really not much of a bridge filler, to be honest with you. And this is what I have. I got this from Factory Direct. It was a big sprig. It had a bow right here, and I cut part of it off. I took the bow off. I cut these two sprigs off. I twisted the bow around here, and we're going to add that to the top right here. I like it, I like it, I like it. Where did I put? And I got another bell. I like things in threes, so I am going to add another bell to that. So that is going on there. And then we can bend these whichever way we need them. But I also have these 3 oak leaves, because some of these are oak leaves on here. And I wish I would have acorns to put on here. We are going to add a little bit of color under here, like so. And we've got a little red leaf to go in here to tie this all together. Like that. And then I got a couple of sprigs. I got this off of, I think it came out of this one. That's one with the pine cone. I cut it apart. And we can add some of these in here just to give it a little bit more rusticness. Let's add some of these in here once we got it all laid out. What do you guys think? Another thing is, you can take a grapevine wreath and cut pieces off of a grapevine wreath and do the same thing. My question to you guys, do you like that red leaf and the orange leaf? And I will put that bow up a little bit higher and make it prettier. Or do we want to use these leaves? Which leaves do you guys think we should use? The maple leaves or the oak leaves? And then the other maple leaf would be a green one for the mid. I don't like the green one. I'm not doing the green one. Nope. I do have this one. We could put that one in the middle. So, oak or maple? Thank you, Donna. Hey, Sherry. How are you, my friend? I like the red leaf, too. I think it'll look good in there. I mean, we could use this one. Let's see. If we do the oak right here, I got to decide before I glue all this down so I know where to put what. Let's see. I'm going to look in the camera. I like the oak better, too. I think that one is just too loud. Okay, maybe, where's the other one? Maybe this one? I think I'm going with this one. And we also have that little doodad we could add on here. I am going to keep it with the oak. Hey, Barb, how are you, my friend? You guys that just hopped on, I am going to draw a name from you guys tonight because I was going to do for those that who sprinkled out the month of July. I could not find out who sprinkled. It would not let me figure that out. So somebody tonight is gonna receive this beautiful transfer set. That is my gift to you guys. So somebody is going to be a winner. And I'm going to have to turn this around so I can see. I just think the colors work really well with this and it's going to look really good. And I just tied that together. I am going to glue this on first. And I know my middle is right there. I'm going to add a little extra glue for security reasons. Because you know how glue falls off. I don't want it all the way to the top. Reason being is if we do Christmas on the other side, I want to make sure that it does not show through on the other side. I'm probably cutting this off a little bit. I am going to add that third bell right there. I just like things in threes. And then we can manipulate these to make it, you know, look better. I am using both glues in case that hot glue comes off. We'll still have the other glue to hold it in place. Let me get my tool so it won't hurt my fingers. And again, this bow came on this swag, and I just used it. I'm going to wait till all this is dry, and then I'm probably just going to curl these a little bit. Make them behave. Because you can twirl them around your finger and curl them really nice. I like that that leaf is over top of our bow right here. I'm going to cut that sprig off. Do we need to add anything else, or do you think that looks good? Oh, I was going to add the twigs. Should we add the twigs? You don't do transfers? Okay. Well, if I draw you, I just have to get you something different. The way you have it looks very autumn and primitive-ish. That's what that's the vibe I was going for. So should we add some twigs in here? Maybe cut them down a little bit. Okay, I can't hold them. Should we add some twigs or leave it without twigs? And that's with. And this will be without. And of course I would put them in a little bit prettier. Oh, you couldn't see it. Goodness. The camera, the camera, the camera. Could even put them over the bow. Can you see them now? This camera angle is something else. Either way. Miss Bonnie says either way. I'm going to leave them off for now. I'm going to look at it and see what I think. And I will hang this up with, I'm going to put eye hooks in. And see, this is what I was talking about. If you would have it on a on something else, you can even add a tag on like if you had it as a, let's say this is a cotton board, you could do the same concept and just add a little tag that says fall. You could do that for the cotton board. Let's assume that the words would not be on there. That would look really cute on the cotton board. Put that on the handle up here and then have a couple of leaves hanging down. I love the natural look. So I'm leaving it. I'm gonna see after I come back out here. After I move these around a little bit. I just love, love, love the little pit berries, and just, I don't know, that's just kind of my jam right here. I love this. And I will seal it with, well, now that I have the bow on there, I'm probably just going to lift it and use my polyacrylic, or I'm going to spray it. All right, let me see if I can scroll. I'm going to scroll up. Scroll up one more time, and I'm going to scroll back down and see. Miss Barb, are you still on here? Miss Barb McManus, are you still here, my friends? Let me know if you're still here, Miss Barb. Because I will need your address. You are going to get the transfers. Our 250th anniversary. Miss Barb, are you still here, my friends? I have to see if I can get her address. I'm going to have to message her, because I do not have her address. I just love how that looks. Very simple, but primitive. And then we're going to do Christmas in the same look on the other side. Just don't know what I'm going to do here. Maybe some snowmen on the other side. One thing we got to do, I've got to read our little... Yeah, I don't see her no more either. Joshua 1:9, do not be afraid or discouraged, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. Somebody needed to hear that this evening. Do not be afraid or discouraged, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. Be strong and courageous. Let go of fear. That was our verse for tonight. I'm going to have to get in touch with Miss Barb. I appreciate you guys hopping on. Remember, the bundle expires tonight at midnight. My code WK21 will save you at Craft Deals if you want the surface. It'll also save you at Essential Stencil for anything that you are interested in there. And I hope you enjoyed it and learned something fun with that technique if you had not seen it before. You guys have a blessed and wonderful... Come up and say bye to you all. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for being here, and I will see you for Soul Filled Saturday on Saturday morning at 11 o'clock. Have a great evening, everybody. I'm going to turn you back down so I can turn this off. I love you guys hopping on. Thank you so much.